In my experience, ignorance is not always bliss, but today, it made for a fantastic flight to Miami. See the full trip report coming up. We meet again this morning at LAX's Terminal 5, mainline American Airlines base at the airport. 4:30 a.m. certainly did not bring the peace and quiet that I was expecting though. Check-in was a chaotic mess. Poor signage and blunt check-in agents lead to a less than ideal experience. Make sure you tag your bag yourself before you get in line to drop it, or you'll be yelled at just like me. And if you're flying internationally, get on the traditional check-in lines and wait your turn. The terminal itself is drab, and the lighting ranged from bright hospital white to rotten banana yellow, and does not really give the greatest first impression. Luckily for me, that was all about to change. American considers Los Angeles to Miami one of its premium transcontinental routes, which comes with many extra benefits. As we take a look at the Flagship Lounge here at LAX, I'll briefly explain them to those not in the know, just like I was before this flight. In my mind, there are three main benefits. First off, the aircraft that actually fly the route. This flight was the first leg of my trip to Bogota, and it left me a 7-hour layover in Miami, but I actually chose this layover specifically to check out their 787-9. Just about every wide-body in American's fleet can be booked on this route. Second benefit, the food on board, as you'll see very soon, is quite a few levels above standard domestic first-class fare. And third, the lounge. A standard domestic first-class ticket gets you absolutely nothing except a chair at the gate. Some international business class tickets will get you access to the Admirals Club. For international or transcontinental flagship service, in either business class or first class, you get access to the full-service Flagship Lounge, which we see here. By the time the posted boarding time came, the plane was almost fully boarded already. So let's take a quick look at the best and the worst seats on this 787-9. Today's aircraft features 30 seats up front, 21 in premium economy, and 234 in the back between main cabin and main cabin extra. Taking a closer look at the business class cabin, let me point out the seats to avoid: 5 Alpha and 5 Lima. Both are missing windows. The middle seats in row 7 and the window seats in row 8 you might also want to avoid as they're in really high traffic areas. And the best seats for me, the bulkheads. I wouldn't be too worried about the galley noise because the first row is pretty set back from the galley itself, and you'll get a bit more personal space than the typical seats. For me, I settled into 1 Lima for my flight to Miami. Arriving at my seat, I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was set up as if this was a long-haul business class flight. This is the standard reverse herringbone Collins Aerospace seat that you'll find on many other airlines. And after years of looking at these seats on screen and thinking that they were just boring solid gray, it's nice to see that they do have actually the tiniest bit of color in them. American is rumored to be installing the version of these seats with privacy doors on their upcoming 787 deliveries. I love this product, honestly. It's super comfortable and has a ton of storage, and even without the door is pretty private thanks to the outer shell around the seat. Seat controls are easy to use via a touchpad, and the tray table slides out from in front of you and can be used either half size or full size, and it locks into multiple positions as you bring it forward. A really solid and well-designed table, ready for a long day of working if needed. American excels also with their Bang & Olufsen headphones, which are super comfortable and provide really great noise cancellation. The only downside is that they're collected a solid hour before landing. The remote control is inside your larger storage cubby, and when they're closed, there's plenty of surface space to spread out completely. Your outer armrest also moves up and down to make it easier for sleeping, and has storage inside of it. Pre-departure drinks were served by the exceptional crew as we were getting ready to push back. Our flight today, which took off a bit late, took off from LAX's runway 25 right and made its way up to 39,000 feet on this 4-hour and 1-minute flight that would touch down eventually on Miami's runway number 9. Although Pushback almost came an hour late, we were really entertained the entire time by the exceedingly friendly crew. Probably the best US airline crew that I've ever had on a flight. They clearly enjoyed their job and working together, and it made for just a very nice, relaxed atmosphere on board. By the way, if you're not subscribed yet, please help out the channel by clicking that button and check out some of the links in the description for the previous legs of this trip, as well as some other ways that you might be able to support the channel. Thank you in advance. We took off today to the west and quickly made a turn to the south and then finally east on our way to Miami. Time for the spool up. Watch out next week when I'll be launching a new channel devoted entirely to extended takeoff and landing videos for the true aviation fans out there. After its launch, I'll link this flight's full takeoff and landing videos in the description below. A proper paper menu was provided for our breakfast service with a decent selection. Originally, my choice for the enchiladas was already sold out when I ordered it, but they were able to find one more portion for me in the end. Overall, the meal service was fantastic, starting out with a hot towel and followed by a drink service with some biscotti. We started off with a beautifully presented fruit plate, which was followed by the very flavorful enchiladas that I really did have my heart set on. Nice to see real cutlery on the flight, and the biscuit was a really nice southern touch as well. After breakfast, at least half the cabin went straight to sleep after my battle with the centrally controlled window dimmers was lost. When we boarded, Shinola Amenity Kits were awaiting at the seats. I thought this was a great amenity kit for a domestic flight, but I think I'd be a little disappointed with it if it was given on a long-haul flight, which they are. The IFE system was top-notch and had plenty of movies and TV shows, as you can see as I'm flying through them here. What I love the most about systems like this, though, are the ability to watch the moving map on the handset and a movie or TV show on the main screen. Truly one of my favorite things to look forward to on board any flight. Around 60 minutes before landing, I was honestly shocked to see that the pre-arrival snack was being proactively served. I just assumed that this would be an on-demand snack only. The bathrooms were standard size without any extra amenities, but they were kept very clean throughout the flight. American's bedding is a mixed bag, I think. The pillow is great. Cushy enough without being floppy like that old thing that United gave me the day before. The blanket though, it's substantial and thick, but the fabric choice is horrible. Super scratchy and just not something that's comfortable. And here's a quick shot of that extra legroom for the bulkhead seats. It's just a little bit deeper. It's not a lot extra, but it's definitely a bit more. Our descent started as we crossed the west coast of southern Florida and continued across the Everglades below. We landed on runway 9, so it was a true due east approach straight into Miami, which was sporting some beautiful partly cloudy skies. Just one note about my fare today. I originally planned my trip to Colombia for October of last year, but I had to reschedule and then finally cancel it due to Singapore's transit restrictions. So I had around a $350 travel bank credit with American. When I came around to booking this ticket in January, I thought it would be a simple process to apply the credit. I was wrong. For some reason, it was impossible online and I needed to call the contact center. 3 days in a row, I tried and failed, with the automated system at one point quoting an 11-hour plus hold time. I used the option to schedule a callback for the next day and the call never came. I ended up having to go to an American ticket office here in Saigon, where after paying an additional $30 fee, they ticketed the flight. Perhaps the call center wait times wouldn't be so long if American made their website just a little bit better. Just saying. Landing was smooth as butter, and we started our long taxi, passing up a plethora of colorful aircraft that I just don't see that often. Finally, we made our way to American Land at the North Terminal and found our parking spot. Let's get into that flip-flop score. The seat, flight crew, and lounge were all top rate. The ground service and the ticketing experience, not so much. Cleanliness could have been a little bit more detailed, but nothing to fuss over. And the rest, all fantastic for such a short flight. Overall, I'm giving this one an 89 out of 100. And even though the score is below a 90, I'm adding it to one of my favorites as I think my ticketing experience was a one-off issue. Truly love the flight. If you enjoyed this video, please give the video a like and subscribe for 2 new videos every week. Join me next time for my business class flight from Miami to Bogota on American's 777-200.